It's not ideal to be cut open.
Just moving back and forth like this. You like, what's going on down there?
Postpartum anxiety came and backhanded me, and I was like, whoa.
Take a day by day.
I love motherhood.
How your life just gets altered like that.
We gonna get this baby out of here.
You have to create and cultivate your village. You have to create and cultivate your social media.
Just trying to be clear. I'm not doing this no more.
I don't like it. I would want to do things with them, and just be among them.
Welcome to another episode of Autonomous Birth. I'm joined by Meshaunia. I have been waiting to hear this birth story. So she's going to join. She actually did the YouTube version of Autonomous Birth and told us about her birth with her daughter Anara, and now she's going to tell us about the birth of her son. So to start, can you introduce yourself? Share something about yourself that does not revolve around motherhood, and then we'll jump into the fun stuff.
Okay, well, my name is Meshaunia. Technically, I'm still Vaughn, but it should be Graham. I'm just very much lazy. So Meshaunia Vaughn is the legal name. Something about myself. Wow. That usually is my go-to about these little
Aha, that's why I tricked you.
Irish twins, right? Let me see. Well. I have been in the HR career track for almost 10 years now. So I graduated with my master's in HR in 2014, and I've been kind of working kind of close to the field, but now I'm more immersed in the field for the past few years, and it's been really fun. So I've been enjoying that. So career-wise, I would say I'm on a good track of where I want to be.
I didn't even know that. Learn something new every day. So, to start, so as Meshaunia slightly mentioned, she has Irish twins. So 2 under 2. So how did you feel when you learned that you were pregnant with your son?
Well, it actually went from a cry to a laugh, like almost like an hysterical laugh, because I actually didn't find out. Well, I had some indication. I might have been in a bit of denial, but not until about 4.5 months. I was like, okay, what's going on? No, like by 5 months. And then at 5.5, 6 months, it was made official. I will say my denial kind of came from one, I didn't get directly on birth control after I had my daughter, and I didn't want to, so I was breastfeeding and everything, so I wasn't, having a period or anything, so I didn't think anything of it for a few months, and then eventually I was like, all right, girl, stop playing. So I had her in October, and in April I started taking birth control, but apparently I was already pregnant. Poor Tay Tay. That's probably another story. So, which is another reason I think my denial was sort of setting in. But yeah, so I was extremely shocked. I would say, being a first time mom with my daughter and then like navigating parenthood with my now husband was already a lot. So then just finding out,
I
finding
just
out
hear
that,
crying and yelling and
oh, of
doors
course.
touching. So yeah, keep going.
No worries. Um, but yeah, no. So like finding out at the time, it was really, really overwhelming. But then it turned exciting. Because I used to joke with people and say like, yeah, I get how people have them back to back. Because I can't imagine starting. I'm already sleepless. Like I'm used to it now. You might as well keep it rolling. And I was joking. Um, but it in fact,
The Lord took you serious, babes.
yes, he did. And I can't even say I'm mad. Can't even say I'm
I
mad.
get that too, because I can imagine having a 5-year-old who's like sleeping through the night, doing other things, and then just
Right.
starting
Like,
over.
go ahead. Let's go ahead and roll with this 2 years of no sleep. That's okay.
Yeah. Um. Dang, you said something, and it made me have a question. Shit, I hate when that happens. But okay, so pregnancy with a toddler, and like, did you? How was that? And then did you have any crazy, or not crazy symptoms, but like, did you have any symptoms that made pregnancy hard to navigate?
Not at all. Like I honestly, and by finding out so late that I was pregnant with Taylor, the whole first trimester, I don't know. Like maybe I know I had some times where I did tell myself, I was like, all right, girl, you gotta get this weight off. Like it's time to start working out. And I went to like a kickboxing class, and my back hurt so. bad. Like in retrospect, I probably was about maybe 2 months, um, 2 to 3 months pregnant. So it makes sense now. Or like just not being able to do what I typically would be able to do in a workout. So I noticed that, but I do not recall any like nausea, none of the typical symptoms.
So how was it finding out that like you were pregnant around 5 6 months? Because then you don't have as much time to prepare mentally and all the preparation that has to come into going to birthing a child.
Okay, so first I'm gonna say, like the day that I found out, I actually found out because I was going to a doctor's appointment. So that is another. So when I talk about all my reasons for denial, when people are like, "Girl, how did you not know?" But before I got pregnant with Nora, I had like two really, really big fibroids and one like semi-small. So I just thought like with all the hormone changes and everything, the fibroids were just really acting up. So I had already had an appointment on the books. So I went to the appointment and literally on the ride home, she called me like, girl, there ain't no fibroid. Like if you don't come back here for your prenatal appointment. So literally I was on 695 on my way back home. So there's that. As far as feeling prepared, that was really scary. So we had talked, a lot of things took place like in a few weeks. So earlier in the year, we had already talked about like trying to buy a house and all that, but we were moving slow in the process. But then
Mm-hmm.
once we found out, we were like, okay, we have to get up out of here. Like we need more room. So that like really kickstarted that. I will say with Anara, we were extremely blessed, especially to be able to have a baby shower during COVID. So like things we didn't really need. Like he might be in a pink car seat, but it is what it is. Like you swaddled up and Anara stuff. But like we were super duper blessed with just having extras of stuff. So I can't really, it wasn't too much we had to struggle and prepare for, besides moving.
Mm-hmm. You
So
moved while you were pregnant?
I moved 3 days before Taylor was born,
Oh, that sounds like
which is
loads of
which is
fun.
well is a preface to how we got to the very dramatic birthing story.
Okay. Okay.
Well, being pregnant with a
Last.
toddler too was a lot.
Oh, I forgot I asked that girl.
Yes, I must say I did too. Um, so yeah, and like so she was just at the crawling, so trying to learn to walk phase. And I was on the floor a lot because you know how Tyler, I swear that's why my
Mm-hmm.
knees are bad to this day. So like getting up and down off the ground. Because when I tell you the moment I found out I was pregnant, I feel like my stomach grew like 3 inches in the day from the time coming from the doctors to like when I got home and I looked down, it was like full on heart and belly as if it was just revealed. I don't know, like I could finally be free or something. I don't know what it was. But with that, maneuvering got a little rough with the
Mm-hmm.
baby, but it wasn't too bad.
And was there anything that you did in your pregnancy, like towards the end, that help you to help prepare you for postpartum this time around, and just motherhood in general?
I think not specifically. I think when I think back about the year after Anara, and even the first few months after having my daughter, I think I was unintentionally slash intentionally doing things for like postpartum depression. Like I don't think I was not diagnosed with postpartum depression or um claim to have it necessarily. But then when I think back, I'm like, it might have been creeping up on me. Like I was reading
Mm-hmm.
different books. It was this one book, and the name is escaping me right now. But I'm not even a reader. I be trying. That was my goal for this year. I be trying to read. I do. I take you and
Got
Ashley's suggestions and I write them down. I do. I swear I do. But it ain't got there. But I did get this book, and if I think of it before the end of this, I'm gonna say it. But it was just kind of helping to navigate the postpartum journey and kind of taking care of you in a sense. Because
Mm-hmm.
I really was overwhelmed, and I don't think I realized how overwhelmed I was. Um, and I took the advice at that time of really utilizing my village, so having my mom come over and just have people come over. And I think
Mm-hmm.
about that too, because I had it was a slight struggle with Taylor. But like internally, if somebody said it was coming over, I don't care if it was my friend or Josh's friend, I didn't say it out loud, but I'm like, oh, we got company. Like it was just something to break up the day. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I don't care who it was. Like if you said you were coming over, I just it made me feel good and help like
Mm-hmm.
build up the day. So that was something I tried to make sure I incorporated more and
Mm.
not just staying in a bubble.
I feel like those early days is like Groundhog Day. Is that the movie? Where
Uh,
there was the
mhm.
same thing every day. And it's just like,
Every
God dang it,
day.
where's an adult? And that's
Oh my
please.
God. Oh my God. And I used to see posts, and I feel like I saw them like more recently, but I was like, yes, that's what it is. Like I didn't see it back then because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
TikTok was just kind of starting to thrive early, but now and I see those posts, but the ones that talk about the night, like as nighttime comes, it's almost like a dread. I don't know. Like, and it's like you going into, all right, we going to war, like we about to be up every couple of hours, and it's just like, oh God, it's turning into nighttime. It's not a thought of like, this is restful time. Usually when it's time to go to
Yeah.
bed, it's a beautiful time. But like
It's
that
like it is preparing
nighttime.
yourself for war.
Yes, like to that 6 a.m. you see the sunrise and it's like, oh thank God. Like I'm out. So like those things I thought about more
Hmm.
with Phelan. So I was a little more prepared in that aspect.
Okay. Now, the part I've been waiting for. Typically, I would talk about your birthing team. I mean, I guess we should still talk about your birthing team because I don't care about them. I want to hear the story. Proceed. The birthing story.
So, all right, so we moved we had our closing on October 7th. And so we moved into our house. Now, mind you, so I gave birth. My hospital was GVMC for the first time with Nora and for Taylor. Now, before we moved, we lived in Parkville, 10 minutes
Hmm.
from GVMC. Literally 3 days before giving birth to Taylor, we moved to Dundalk, which is now 30 minutes. Doesn't seem that bad, but 30, 35 minutes. Doesn't seem too bad. But I
Hmm.
also was telling myself, one, I mean, my birthing team was the same, but it definitely was not the same experience. Like I found out with Honora, I think around like 4 or 5 weeks that I was pregnant. And you do all the things and read
Hmm.
all the books and prepare. I had my little website, my virtual doula, not doula, my virtual like I didn't have a doula, but I wanted to go natural with Honora. So I had like all my
Hmm.
stuff and like my webinars that I would take. So I had this stuff in my mind already. Now with Taylor, I will tell you, after having given birth to Honora naturally, I could not wait to get to the hospital. Like I knew I was getting an epidural. Okay, I literally was on the phone with my friend because I went to her wedding the day before. So she got married on the 10th, and I went to her reception. That night they were going to like Vegas. They were going somewhere for their honeymoon, but she was on a flight. And then I woke up around like three something in the morning. So this is going into the 11th, and like Nara woke up actually because she was needed a bottle because she would still wake up at least one time in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
Um, so when she woke up, like I realized I was having like pretty bad contractions. So I'm texting my friend like, "Girl, I cannot wait. I'm getting ready to go to this hospital, get this epidural, so we can like knock this thing out." But I also, from previous research, told myself like I didn't want to spend a bunch of time in the hospital. So I said
Hmm.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm trying to wait it out a little bit before going to the hospital. So I wait a few hours, getting over back to sleep, probably about couple, maybe 1 or 2 hours. And then eventually I'm like, all right, it's about go time. So I called my mom and I'm trying to pack Honora's bag. Mind you, Josh is still asleep. So I've never even alerted him that like it's almost time. Okay. Because I'm trying to get everything together so it'll be easy. And that is also a toxic trait of mine, but that's neither here nor there. Like, cause girl, this can be about you. You having whole contractions.
I was thinking
Um,
it, but I wasn't going to say it.
toxic trait. But so I'm on the phone with my mom and I'm like folding all his clothes, sitting on a little medicine bowl. And she's like, Shauna, how far apart are your contractions? I was like 6 minutes probably. And she said, do you realize you just had one on the phone? Like it was like 2 minutes ago. It was not
Hmm.
6 minutes at all. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, all right. And I could feel it, right? So like I told Josh, like, we gotta go. So he jump up and he in there making food now. So again, because because we are so close from last year giving birth and like thinking about all the things that happened. So I'm like, all right, we're
Hmm.
gonna eat first. Like So he's trying to make me something to eat, not realizing the urgency of like how long I waited. And I'm like, we got to go. I said, all right, you just change the over. Like, I'll do it. Like, I'll make my toast or whatever. So I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen, like, bent over the counter trying to butter some toast, like it mattered. So he gets in the car, mind you, I'm looking at this GPS, and that thing said like 32 minutes. And I already, like, in my mind, I was like, yikes. Like, those minutes went by like hours. It would go like 32, an hour passed, 31 minutes, an hour passed, 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay. And I can feel again, like this feels very familiar. Like when
Mm-hmm.
it turns from contraction to like a burning almost. So I'm like, and where I have to bear down. So by at this point, we get on 695, and I'm like trying so hard not to bear down. So I'm like, we gotta go. Mind you, once again, Nora is still in the back seat. Okay, so we've never even made like the transition to get her anywhere. So my mom was gonna meet us at the hospital, like she did the first time. Shout out to mother. Um, so was the grandmas, both of them. She was a mom person, but whatever. Anywho,
I follow. I knew what you
exactly.
meant.
Okay, thank you. Um, but so we in the car getting closer and closer, and like eventually I cannot stop bearing down. So we get off 695, and we probably like a couple lights from getting to the hospital. I'm like, Josh, you have to run these lights. Like I could feel him crowning. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting up in the seat, like trying not to sit down because I'm scared. I'm like, I'm about to break this baby neck. Like, so I'm like up kind of in the
Mm-hmm.
air. Now, granted, well, I'll say that. But so I'm like kind of up, like leveling myself so that I won't sit down. We pull around. Once he finally gets the fact that I need you. I'm like, this baby is coming out. He's like, he's not coming out. Like, come on, we already we almost there. I said he is coming out. By the time we pull, um, like right up to the front of the maternity ward, he is literally like out in the passenger seat. So, but still intact. Like, so he's still in the sack.
Oh.
Yes, he was still like I'm holding like this little jelly bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like we pull up, Josh jumps out the car, door wide open, and run in. It's like it's a baby, like my baby in the car, my baby in the car. Mind you, it's funny to thinking back because riding up, I was trying to talk to Anora in between contractions. I'm like, you ready? For your brother, and blah blah blah. And she's like cooing and making her little sound. But the time we got there, she was like quiet because her, of course, she red faced her. So she like, what
Mm-hmm.
the hell? Like it's happening up front. Like so she's super duper quiet. So we pull up, he runs inside. And I don't know, I don't even know if she worked for maternity or she was just a nearby nurse. But she comes out and like sees me holding the baby. This is the baby in question,
That's
right?
Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man is who I birthed. And it all makes sense too after the story. Every time I look at him, I feel like I'm so sorry, Tay. This is my fault. You ain't had no prenatals. You birthed yourself. Like it just
Sure.
it makes a lot of sense. Like, and I'm sorry. I apologize often.
He was thriving.
Out here having a time. I even the side note, say get that juice out your mouth. I even like again, I was on my trying to lose weight or whatever, and I had a trainer we had worked with beforehand, and I had a whole diet plan, baby. I was on like a meal plan, eating lettuce. Tay was in the second trimester getting lettuce wraps with
You're
no
like, where's
meat
my
and no protein.
protein?
But that's neither here nor there. Somebody runs out of the hospital. I wish I could remember her name. And she like grabs the sack. So Josh had so she used her finger and like busted open,
Oh,
literally
okay.
bust the sack open. No water broken, nothing like from me.
In your
Um,
car?
this is all in the
Oh,
Kia Soul, baby.
oh,
Um, and Josh's car to be
okay.
exact. Um, so so she does that, like bust the sack open with her finger. And so he's not crying or anything like that. So she gets Josh, like he has a pocket knife, makes him cut the shoestring off. He had a boxing shoe also on
Mm-hmm.
the floor of the thing, cuts the shoestring off, ties it around the umbilical cord, cuts the umbilical cord, which my doctor was pissed about because she was like, she didn't need to do that. Like y'all could have just got on a stretcher
Yeah.
together. But I guess I mean she was panicked. Thank you for taking care of me and my baby in this parking lot. I try that I don't hold it against her. But so at this point he's not like crying, right? So she's doing like the sternum rub, and I look over and Josh is like spread out on the hood of his car. like crying or praying. I don't know what he was doing, but then I'm holding my breath because I can't tell you for sure how long it was from the time she she came out the sack and she was doing this turn
Mm-hmm.
and road, but it was long enough where it was like, all right, boy, cry, like
Yeah.
stop playing with me. And then he did. So they bring out this stretcher. But at this point, so Josh is somewhere on the phone. He didn't walk up. I think he was trying to tell my mom where we were. And so I'm on the stretcher and they get ready to take me and Taylor. And they already like scooped him to take him inside. And they about to take me inside. I'm like, my baby be in the car. Because Josh isn't at the car. And Nora is still quiet. So they didn't know that there was another
Mm-hmm.
child in the car. So I'm on the stretcher waiting for Josh to come back. Um, yeah, so they take us in there, and I was also pissed because I mean they had to check him out, but so when they got us to the room, they were really like they had us in the same room, so he didn't go anywhere in particular to get checked out. But he was kind I was in a bed, and he was like on the other side of the room because they said he needed to get warm. But after like I don't know, like 15 minutes, I'm like, all right, well if he's still not warm, hand him here. Like
Isn't
I'll
your
get him
skin
warm.
going to make them warm?
Right. I was like, just give him here. And like nobody
Mm-hmm.
would hand me my baby. That pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
So like again, I referenced the fact that it was just last year that I gave birth. So
Mm-hmm.
like the experiences are very much fresh. So with the Nora, it's like, um, okay, you're breastfeeding, so we want to make sure we're gonna keep you for 3 days. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure she only, they can't gain or lose more than 10% of that body weight because you're breastfeeding. Like, we want to make sure she's eating, blah blah blah. When I tell you, I was in that room and they were like, I mean, I guess you can, like literally, like, I mean, I guess we can get you a room, but like really treating it like you don't even need to be here at this point. Like you already gave birth.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? She was like, I guess I can stitch you up because I probably did. I'm pretty sure I didn't need stitches, but the bill was probably very minimal and they needed to add
Yeah.
something to it. So I was like, okay. Um, so they stitched me up and I'm waiting to be sent to a room. But literally, I went in at what? They have this birthing time is 9:30. They just used the time that I called and said we outside
Mm-hmm.
with the baby. So that was 9:30 in the morning. And I think I was discharged the next day at like noon, literally.
They
Me
was
and
like,
this
ma'am,
baby.
leave. Get out of
Right.
here.
I said, well, this is interesting because I was also breastfeeding him. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I want to double check. Okay. Okay. And then I asked about like a prescription for pain meds. And they was like, oh, no, Motrin should be good. Literally. Like, again, no, it's not. Like, I need
Mm-hmm.
something else just in case. Like, they carried it so much differently. Because I also remember that, like, the after cramping as well, which
Mm-hmm.
reminds me, well, it must have just been, I guess it wasn't too significant because I don't remember birthing like the afterbirth, but maybe I did. I guess I had to.
It ain't in there no more.
Right, it ain't in there no more. Like, so maybe I did right before she called herself stitching me up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so that was that. It was very much like
Oh.
traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be like, oh, that was cool, but like, and I will say that I ain't caught George saying it on the phone to somebody before. Like she didn't feel no pain. Like she was good. Like they was asking like how she doing. I was like, hold it. Like I ain't say it was painless, but like I'm gonna need you to chill on that. But and I do have a way of making stuff seem like it's not that bad, and
Mm-hmm.
like so they'll carry it like it's not that. Like oh, okay, you good? Like no, I'm not good. But um. pain wise, I can see why people say like the different positions to give birth, like sitting up and all that,
Mm-hmm.
because like it was a lot better. Like I didn't have that same like butthole burning like I had with Nora. Like the pain was astronomical with having her naturally. With Tay Tay, having him naturally, like in the way, like riding in the car, all of that. And I think that's why my contractions didn't feel like, all right, I think I can wait till I get to the hospital because I was able to maneuver myself. I think I just
Mm-hmm.
timed it just like 2 minutes off than what I
Yeah.
should have. But pain wise, it was easy, I would say.
So, clarifying question.
Hmm.
You You said Anara woke up in the middle of the night and then you realized you were having contractions. So you didn't feel them in your sleep?
It didn't wake me up. No.
Mhm. Okay.
Like, so I didn't feel it until I was already like out of my deep sleep. I'm sure eventually I would have if she hadn't,
Mhm.
maybe like I give it another hour or so, it probably would have got me. Um, but yeah, like I was woken up and then like so as I'm rocking her back to sleep because she was one. Jay was pretty decent. Like you give him a bottle, he go back to sleep. Another, Lord, it was like a bottle, then stare at you for an hour. It was just a lot
Mhm.
with her. But so like
So what
as
we
I was
doing
up
now?
and oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like so so yeah, so it didn't wake me up, which is and my pain tolerance is pretty high, which is why I even when I was giving birth to another, like I didn't start asking for epidural until like 8 centimeters and my doctor was
Mhm.
like, we are not doing that.
Yeah.
She didn't say that, but I could tell that's what she was saying in her actions because she was moving slow. Um, but so yeah, so I probably at that point I probably was around 6 centimeters. I don't know. I can't guess. I can't guess.
Well, that was interesting, Mashana.
And again, so we moved into this house on the 8th, and that was the 11th. So when you talk about having a village too, so we had moved
Mhm.
in all the stuff, and like again, I was only in there for a day, and so Josh going back and forth, like getting over to my mother's and like doing what he had to do. um my our friends Lori and Akeem, literally like the day I was coming home and Josh had to leave, they stayed here with Fanara, but like she set up the whole like Tay's whole room because we didn't have any, all we had was the bassinet up. But
Mhm.
she like put together the changing table, like took out all the diapers and like made sure everything was set up, put our curtains up because we didn't even have curtains up like in the house, like did all of that while we were going. And that was truly a blessing. Like I will forever be grateful for them for that.
Because you can you imagine having to come home and do it? Well, you wouldn't have to. Josh would have had to, but
But no, I'm the handyman, baby. We would have been curtainless, or either that, or mm-mm.
we are the new age handy woman,
Like I don't get it. I'm had to call my father. Come on over here.
right?
'Cause, yeah,
Um. Okay. So when you got home, what was that first month like? Um. What was the first month like with the new baby?
hard, hard.
I believe it.
Hard because I really was trying, like, and I did a better job physically of breastfeeding,
Mhm.
but I really wanted to give it more of a shot this go around. But it was unfortunate because like my I feel like my body was producing better. I was doing a better job of that. But having a toddler, so having a 1 year old also to
Mhm.
tend to was difficult. And then me and Josh were sort of in the same boat. So because we had just had the baby, we had used all our FMLA for Nora. So went back
Mhm.
after 4 months, 4.5 months. Josh was taking intermittent leave, but he exhausted it. And you can't, if it's within a
Yeah.
year, like we didn't build up enough time to get FMLA again. So
Mhm.
Josh essentially wasn't home as much. And they weren't in daycare yet, or Anara wasn't. Um, so that first month was a lot. Actually, it must be a blur because, because I guess he was at work. Like I don't remember being home. Like I know I was there. Like that's so interesting. But like as far as my days, um, I really tried as much as possible to get them on similar schedules because Nara was still taking naps, but they never napped at the same time. So it was just like
Mhm.
constant. Like I remember one evening, I fell asleep. Both the kids was up too, and I was like laying on the floor. And you know how you wake up and like, was I asleep? Like, was I
Mhm.
asleep? Like it
Like,
really
how
was
did
one
that
of those
happen? When
moments.
did it happen?
Right, like how long was I asleep? What? Like I'm the kids still here, everybody's still good, but like,
Yeah.
dang, I was knocked out. Like so, um, it was very tiring. And like I said, Tay wasn't too bad with that sleep part. So he woke up, of course, like babies do throughout the night. But like after he ate, he usually went
Mhm.
back to sleep. With Anara, it really was like, let's go, let's get it. Like man, and that was a difference too. Um, because so Nara was still in our room when I gave birth to Tay, and she still woke up once. occasionally twice, but we were down to like once a night. So Josh kind of dealt with that, and he was still working. So I was like, all right,
Mhm.
you do that the one time up. So like, as opposed to how we were doing it with Anara, where it was take turns kind of
Mhm.
thing with getting up. Like I was the one that got up with Caitlin. Um, so that was different, and like that was an adjustment, I would say. But it wasn't super bad because at least he did go right back to sleep. But it was still a lot.
Mhm.
It was a lot. Um, and we managed. We managed. I had this lady that was trying to help me with breastfeeding. Again, I gave up, which I also regret because if nobody talks about the formula famine of like 2021,
Oh, I forgot about
2022,
that.
baby. And it's funny because I almost forgot about it. I was talking to a coworker who has a 3-year-old. And I was like, and we were talking about that. And I was like, I almost completely forgot because that alone, when you talk about stress level, I was trying like so at that point I had I was like, all right, I can't breastfeed. I did what I could
Mhm.
do if I started doing formula. And like right after that they had that one big recall of Similac. And then after that it was like impossible to find formula. And that was very stressful.
I bet. I forgot that happened.
Girl. And it was like when you found some formula, so it was like, ooh, the Walmart on Route 40
Mhm.
got it, and like so you got to get there. And it was like that, like oh, and then at that point, because around the pandemic, GoPuff had gotten popular, and I figured out that GoPuff was an app, like a DoorDash,
Mhm.
just to call it all that. So
Okay.
GoPuff
You
got
saw my
they like
confusion.
yes, they had like snacks and stuff. So that girl, when
Okay.
you talk about the pandemic weight gain, that's because we was ordering Snickers when we realized you could order stuff like that, like through the app. So we got like
Mhm.
Prince Bars coming at 1 a.m. because what else you gonna do?
Why not?
Why not? So like I would find different like so I'm going to different apps. I'm like, ooh, Target got it because at a certain point you couldn't even order Similac or Enfamil because that was another thing. Taze had stomach like gastro issues. I was trying different
Mhm.
ones. So that was another thing. So like you couldn't even order it from the website after a while. Like you could get cases at first and then they
Mhm.
were like, no, you can't. Um, so it was pretty much like feast or famine. And then you could sometimes get the pre-made bottles, but I didn't like those. But you did what
Mhm.
you had to do. You
Yeah.
just ate what he could. And he also like projectile vomited a lot. But
Oh,
that's neither here nor there. Yes, yes.
that, a lot of kids
But
are. They just. They be thrown up all the
yes, like and
time.
like Nova threw up, but my God, like Chase was like I
Mm.
remember when he did start going to daycare and they used to message me during the day like he threw up all over us. I'm like, hey,
It's
maybe
normal,
next time
buddy.
he calls like, why are you calling me? Why are you
Mm.
calling me? Which was
Right.
I'm jumping
It's fine.
from thing to thing, but because um like so it that was a change too. So the first month was that's probably why it was such a blur. So again, I didn't have leave because my FMLA hadn't started back up, so I only had
Mhm.
like 8 weeks out um with him, and then we had to find daycare because I had to go back to work. Um, so that was very stressful. Just the thought of sending my 2-month-old child when I was able to keep another home for over a year. That was a
Mhm.
lot. Um, so we found a daycare, a very good one, and they actually still go there. They're there for camp now, and such a blessing.
I'm gonna follow your jump,
Thank
and
you.
I'm gonna spin back after I ask this question.
Okay.
I know you slightly touched on it, like not only did you send the new baby off to daycare, you sent both of them. So how was like was it really hard going back to work because it was like Anar's been home this long now. I'm sending her, and then this fresh baby. Like, how did you adjust, and how did it affect you at work?
I don't know. It was hard. I will say. I will also say I did appreciate being able to sort of get out the house. I ain't gonna lie. Like so again, I was home with Anara and those days that my mom would come over. I'm like, yes, please. Like she would come over like twice a week, at that time after giving birth to Anara. Now here after Taylor, I didn't really have that in the month because everybody was pretty much back to work. It
Mhm.
wasn't the same luxury of not luxury pandemic, but you know what I mean.
I got you.
Um, so it was it did, I mean, to me it was a certain luxury that came with everything being shut down. And having that company and like you can pop over, come sit here and all that stuff was a
Hmm.
luxury for me that didn't occur with Taylor. Um, but so while it was hard, especially with Tay, like Anara, I was nervous about her adjusting, but I'm like, she's gonna be okay. Like she's gonna be all right.
Hmm.
But like this newborn, like I'm still getting to know him.
Hmm.
So you know what I mean? Like you still really
Yeah.
you're getting to know your baby and like what means what. And then they are like, he breathing heavy. They sending you messages and I'm like, what you mean he breathing heavy? So I was going,
Hmm.
I would take him to the doctor and he still breathes like that. Like he has like a kind of
Hmm.
thing. And he had that when he was a baby too. But of course, as a newborn, you got all the older ladies there, like, you can get him checked out. Like
Hmm.
I did. Like I did. We have been back and forth. Like I swear I have been. Um, so that was stressful in itself. But I appreciated them kind of being there together. And they were in the same room for a little bit with their age. So yeah,
I
he
just
up
want
here
to say
scaring the dog half to death. He
I
doesn't
love
look like
seeing
he
mommy
having a good
Mashona.
time. Girl, stress. And it's so girl, having a boy. Like first of all,
Madness.
like
Absolute madness.
coming off of Anora first year and like going into Taylor, like those little like TikToks and stuff up like who said that?
Yes.
Like that it's that. Um I got videos of Taylor like before he could crawl, he would just be like banging his head on the ground. It was just a lot. Okay, like
He been turned since the jump.
he's been turned. And again I blame myself. I'm sorry. I should have gave him prenatal. It's not his fault.
It wasn't
Um
your fault though either. You didn't
I
know.
didn't know. I know. I'm glad I wasn't much of a drinker.
Well,
Okay. Well, I ain't have no like crazy vices.
right. Because that could have been bad
Oh, yeah, it could have been real life. Oh
for
yeah,
future.
literally like as we're packing boxes, and he come home with his daggone cat, and I'm 9 months pregnant. But that's again, I say you just really if this cat get lost, I'm not chasing it. Like it just is. But if he gets stuck behind one of these boxes, it just is what it is. So we had the cat and Taylor, who were both infants at the same time.
Oh, it was
Which
a
was fun.
fresh cat.
A fresh cat, 8 weeks old.
Ooh.
Like literally, and I used to sleep downstairs because again, Nora was um still in our room, so I had the bassinet in the living room for a
Hmm.
while instead of just putting it in his room. We switched. I ain't want all the scream. It was a whole lot. I probably did too much. Um, but I used to like sleep downstairs with the bassinet. Then like after I would rock say, put him in the bassinet, um, the cat would like jump up and like I close my eyes and his paws like wrapped around my neck too, like I'm supposed to be rocking him to sleep. Literally, this was every night. Everybody's mama.
Given that this was the second time, was it easy for you to say like to your village and your support system, like this is what I need from you, or like can you help me with this so you could get the rest you needed or whatever you needed in that time?
No, I don't think it was like I think that I probably asked less with it being the second time around. Like with thinking back now, like it wasn't like can you come sit with them because I'm like it's two of them. I ain't about to ask. You know what I mean? Like it felt more of a
Yes.
girl, you better just do this kind of thing. Like even
Hmm.
and like I know Josh was going through a hard time just in generally, like in general mentally, and I felt like I had to be there. You know what I mean? I'm like he can't do this. Like he can't manage these two kids.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like so it actually I think I put more pressure on myself, which is interesting. Never thought about it like that. With the two kids, once Taylor came along. Huh.
You still doing that?
Probably. A little less, but I'm already thinking because he get off at 3:30, and I'm like, I'm getting up out of here. I'm going somewhere. I'm about to ride somewhere because I've always like if I left the house, it was during that time, and like be back before that
Hmm.
time is over, and that lasted for a really long time. But I'm like, no, like, all right, if you frustrated, you frustrated, but you just had to be frustrated today. They yours, like the kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it got to that point.
You be
I frustrate all
frustrated.
the time. It's a constant state
Yeah.
of frustration slash a little bit of joy,
Yeah.
because they my heart or whatever. But
And they do cute things sometimes, but
he
then
takes us out.
80% of the time.
Man. But yeah, no. So I, but I will say, like, I think that, like people close to me sort of picked up on that. Like my sister was big on that. Like if she
Hmm.
saw, because Josh likes to do like karate. Like he has a lot of extra career. He likes to work out. He likes to do all those things. And my sister would message me like, "Girl, like, what are you doing? Like, all right, that's cool. Like, you posting
Hmm.
here at whatever Taekwondo again this week. But like, when are you going out?
Hmm.
What are you like? What are you
Yeah.
doing?" And even him, he would like say like, "You should get something to do. Like, you should go some such and such." And I'd be like, "I'm all right." So I do think that people recognize that a little bit more in my village. Of
Hmm.
like get out and do something.
Yeah. Or kick them out and have the house to yourself.
That's really what I be
That's
wanting.
another option.
Like when you say you going to your mom's, like when you say you going somewhere, like do you mean I gotta
Mm.
go? Like,
I'm like, I'm gonna stay
I gotta go
here.
every time. Like
Yeah.
that's really what I
You
do.
don't have to, Miss
I
Rona. You
know.
really don't. They went to Jamal Mother house on Christmas one year, and I'm like, this is the best Christmas gifts
Oh
I have ever
no.
got.
And
It was
see,
like 2 or 3 hours of
and
silence.
I've done that. Like we went over, like we spent the day here, and then I went to my parents' house with the kids. I'm like, why you be getting the house to yourself? What's that? It's time to go
I
upstairs.
can rap it in 10 minutes,
Listen, it's
but
time.
also
Go ahead.
that was very Michelle.
I still call. I will
Just
say,
saying,
like such like grandparents, Gigi, even though they moved
angels.
to PA, almost 2 years at this point, dang, a little like a year and a half
It's
ago,
been that long.
February of 2024, so a year and a
Oh
half.
wow.
Um, but like even still, being able to send them there when I need a
Yeah,
moment is,
I'd take that 50-minute
I will
drive.
take it. All right, I
Mm.
was like, hey, who said? Somebody asked me that question, like, oh, how is it?
Mm.
No, oh, it's fine.
Yeah,
We gonna get there, baby.
I'm gonna take them to Auntie, and they'll be like, "You
Listen,
driving all the way up there?"
yes,
Yes, I
I
am for
am.
24 hours of
Yes, I
silence.
am.
I definitely am.
Right. Ain't that far? Ain't no problem.
Um, so 2 more questions, maybe 3. How did this pet postpartum affect your relationship? And I don't mean negatively. I mean like in general. Taylor ain't rocking over me. Well, Nara, I don't know who that was.
Okay. Um, it's interesting because I feel like, not to put, I'm trying to make it more about me and not about Josh, but I think like with the kids, like he kind of discovered more about himself, like during the process, like because he always had like a therapist and all that stuff. Um, but I think that like him finding better, and again, this is going to lead back to me, like
Okay, I
like
believe you.
finding better like mental health care. Okay, because I say that to
Mm-hmm.
say when Nora was first born, I feel like it was just a lot of tension. Like it was good. Like I heard we worked together well as a team, which was really cool. Um, I appreciate it because it was like we'd be texting each other like, all right, he done. But like we'll be texting each other like, all right, because we would take turns again. Like, all right, she got up at 1 a.m., went back at 1:30. She got up at 2:30. I text him like, all right, she went down at 3:30. She might want to battle. Like we was real team oriented. But you could tell it was just like a lot of stress. You know what I mean? So it kind of made the household a little stressful. I don't think I spent enough time. Like it was, I didn't have enough time to really focus on my own mental health care. Like trying to get to know the baby, like trying to understand
Mm-hmm.
motherhood, trying to like navigate the household and like the change in our relationship. Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody know it all. As a bit, so like if she crying for 2 hours, now you two arguing about why she crying. Like when in reality she a newborn. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like she's
Oh.
crying because she don't like it out here. Like and neither one of us can do nothing about that. Yeah. You know that was for your nap time, but I'm gonna let you eat it to get on my face. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, good time. Um. So yeah, but I think, and it was funny because even I feel like even up until like we would have those tense sort of moments of like what to do with the kid or like not
Mm-hmm.
agreeing. about certain things on like raising, you know, or not raising her, but like
Yeah.
why is he in that? Why, she should be in there for 10 minutes, not 15 minutes. Like, not that petty, but you know what I mean? Like, just back and forth about random stuff. But I feel like when Tay came, and when I tell you, it started off like when I came home from the doctor, and I was like crying. I told him, like, and I had my hand on my head. And then he came over, like, girl, it's fine. Like, we're going to be fine.
Hmm.
When I tell you, we both, like, collectively busted out laughing, like, at the fact that, like, what in the world are we in here doing? What we said to do with two kids? But I feel like it was a bit of a shift
Hmm.
from that point, you know what I mean? Like, and more of a teamwork as opposed to like back and forth. Like, ain't nobody got to be right. We trying to figure this out together.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, he was always super duper supportive, even from Anara, like, telling me to take a nap. Like, that sleep when the
Hmm.
baby sleep, he was serious about that. Like, you need to go lay down, or like noticing if I needed my mother to come over. Like, it'd be
Hmm.
certain days, and he'd just look at me and be like, "Have you called your mother?" And I'm like, no, I haven't. I'm like, okay, you might want to call your mother, kind of thing. Like, or, like I don't know what to do with it. Call your
I
mama.
love.
But even that, like pointing out certain stuff, or like making me come out the house with him, or like go on walks. Like
Hmm.
we did a lot of that, especially around like the old neighborhood, and just like moving and trying to take care of what he could take care of, to take some of the stuff off the plate. So, like I think it strengthened the first baby was a test, and I think second baby
Hmm.
helped strengthen it up. And I mentioned what I said before also, because also with the second baby, I think he started doing stuff for himself, which encouraged me to do more stuff for myself too, like mentally, um, with like talking to people or trying to find a therapist. I did try
Yeah.
to find one.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy. I did, but like seeing him make those changes and like focus on strengthening that for the family, and it really
Hmm.
helped with the dynamic in the house. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And so I'm sure you've learned a lot of things throughout this process of being a mother, but what's like the biggest lesson that you like to share that you learned either about yourself or just motherhood in general? I could not think of the words I wanted to say.
Hmm. What's the biggest thing I've learned? Um, I will say like not to isolate.
Hmm.
Because I do, but I tell you, even to this day, like it'll be times where I'd be struggling mentally. Like, girl, I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I feel like I'm snapping all the time. And I hate those days because then those are also the days that I beat myself up the most. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like, girl, you had to snap on them like that. Like, they're children. Chill out. Um,
Yeah.
but like it'll be the next day where I just go over my friend, the same Lori and team who helped set it up. Like we just pop over there. And every time I go there, she like, leave your mother alone. Like she tell the kids to go play. Upstairs, go play. She be like,
Hmm.
hand me a cup of wine or like hand me something. And she just kind of filled them off like the whole
Yeah.
time. And it's just that's like her personality in general. But like it'll really be days like that. Like, oh girl, all you just needed was to get out. Like all you needed was to talk to your homegirls for a little bit. You just needed a phone
Hmm.
call. That's all. Like, and so those days that it feels like you don't feel like it, like I be like, I don't feel like talking. And then somebody will call you, and then you don't realize like that's all you really needed. Like, so
Yeah.
take those moments. 'Cause they really make a difference for me. So I would say that is it. I'm still learning how to take more time for myself and like think about my own needs, but that's just again tactically, which I'm sure a lot of women have in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, take that time for
That's your
you.
homework for
Them
the
kids
month.
won't be all
Well,
right.
the month about to be over
Right. But them kids won't be
for
all right.
August.
And like try to soak it and they say that they like this time flies by in the blink of an eye. You be in there like God dang, how many blinks I got to do? Or some of them days. But like they cool kids. Um, but they cool kids. Like get to know them. Like get to know your children. I think now is a really important time. Like with them being, they're going into 4 and 5, and I see like the personalities. You see like the stuff they pick up, and like the conversations they have with other children or how they react to how people react to them. And I'm like, oh shoot, we getting into like the real parenthood. Like what I say might actually matter. Like you know what I mean? Like all right, the beginning is just keeping them alive. Like I can give them a bottle,
Yes.
I can do all of that, but like now you are legitimately shaping humans at a certain point, and you
Hmm.
see it. Like I got to make good people, and that's very. So pay
It's like
attention.
a heavy thing.
It is like you really got to pay attention. So I'm like trying to do better with that, and like
Hmm.
um being more mindful of how I come off. So those days, again, like the more the more days I have where I'm like super frustrated and snappy and feel like all of that, like the more memories of that they could potentially make. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm in this space now trying to figure out what I can do to make sure I'm taking care of myself when I feel like it's happening more frequently. So I would say self awareness is really
Hmm.
important too in the journey of motherhood. Like because you know how they perceive you could last. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make good perceptions for
Yeah.
myself. So now I do joke that I say Shaylin has the memory of like Dory the fish. Like it's almost like it doesn't matter. Like I could pop them. Like we have a whole we have a whole scene. Okay, it's a whole scene in here. And 10 minutes later, like he'd be laying on me, he'd be twirling my hair, like or like doing something else that he shouldn't be doing. It's almost like a fleeting memory. It like happens and it's gone. Anara,
Hmm.
it is all that. Like she gonna go to sleep. Like before I tuck her in the bed, she's like, well, I'm still not sure if you really love me because earlier in the day, and yes, I'm talking about you. But
She go
like,
hold a grudge.
yes, but it's so interesting, like seeing those two different personalities, and when they say you
Hmm.
gotta learn your children individually and like treat
Yeah.
them accordingly. Because I'm like, girl, wow, I still, I still don't think it was that great of a day because now I gotta be
But
sensitive.
also, from what I hear, because obviously I don't have girls, they're drama queens sometimes. So it tracks.
Right. So I'm like, where do I like how do I and I think back to my own mother and it's funny because Michelle wasn't really she was compassionate, but it wasn't like she ain't gonna give you the pity party that you asked for to this day. Like
Hmm.
you ain't gonna get it. I'd be like, oh I fell. She be like, it's gonna hurt for a little bit. And I thought and we used to get so mad, like, what kind of response is that? Yeah, that's gonna hurt for a little bit. Like, what does that even mean? But now I get
The
it, because
truth.
girl, it's the truth. Like, what you want me to do? I can't make it not like stop hurting. Uh, and so like and the fact that they hurt themselves every 6 seconds, like I find myself being
Yeah.
like, girls, you all right? All right.
It's like how many times, and I don't know if this is for you, but the boys be fighting. One time, Granny Hayes was over here, was like they fighting, they fighting. I'm like, I'm not about to keep breaking them up. Like
See, the
we gonna
problem
stop at
is,
some point.
and I would be like that too, but like it's just always bring me in it. Like I'm like, and I am at that point too. Like I try to embrace it, but like when I tell you these children are Velcro, Velcro. Like how right now I sent them down the basement to play. Mind your business. See, she behind me some Velcro. Yes, Velcro.
She
But
said, "What
like
you talking about?"
they have to be in the same space that I am in at all times. Okay. So, and I think that's part of like me trying to. So I'm trying to navigate that. That's probably why I be going crazy. Is that thing?
You got earplugs?
Hmm.
You got earplugs? They
No, and
changed my
but that's the
life.
thing. Like I would let them fight, but then they gonna. I hear her like they gonna come run and find me every time. So when they
Hmm.
fighting every 6 seconds, right? Not your Velcro
I
coming.
said I would come when I'm done, bro. Go,
Not him
go find
scribbling.
your father.
Oh, he in the house. It don't matter. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
it does not. I don't know where he in here somewhere.
They get it. Girl, he be in here. George will be in here, like moving. I be so mad. Like 'cause when I do leave, it's almost like I don't want him to have a taste of the medicine.
I do.
But you,
I
but,
do.
but you know what I mean? It's almost like, all right, but then you come home and he was able to like clean the whole house. He done moved the furniture from left to right. And I'm like, how did you do that?
Hmm.
I can't even
I
wash
could
the
never.
dishes. Like without you right there, like they be fighting, so they run in. Like they gotta tell me, like with every grievance that they have, it
Hmm.
has to come to me. Um, but yeah, so I'm trying to go through that of letting them fight, but then at the same time, like she's bigger than him, but he is crazy. He's also like he can go at it, like, and so
Crazy.
he can thump a little bit. So I don't be wanting nobody to get hurt. And then I try to teach him at that stage now. And I'm like, all right, stop hitting on your sister like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's not a little boy. Um, but I guess it'll make her tough.
She can be like, I used to fight my brother. We can do this.
Right, we can do this. Right now,
Hey, girl.
people like Brother
Don't be
Sunflower
like
right
my
now.
mother.
Brother Sunflower,
Personality.
all the
Well, all
personality.
right. I'm gonna let you put them to sleep so you can get a couple hours to yourself. I don't know how long they nap, but you know what I'm saying.
Listen, it ain't even about
Um,
how long they nap. It's a matter of how long I'm gonna make them stay in their room. I don't care what you do. I don't care
this
what you
is
do.
true.
No
Just
touching me.
don't bother me.
Don't bother
I need
me.
to. I need to take that.
Yeah, like you ain't got to nap. And like sometimes it behooves me for them not to nap. It depends, like, 'cause that depends on how the
Mhm.
evening goes. But like they can go. But I do appreciate as much as the time. I feel like I don't know. It's a lot. It can be a lot with these two. But the older they get, I really do appreciate like having that sibling connection.
Yeah.
That's why I say God is funny. I don't know if I would have had a baby on purpose back to back, or when I would have even said it was time for the next
Mm-hmm.
baby. So I think God's timing was everything.
I
I
was
don't
like, he knew.
regret it one bit, but they're crazy.
I feel like they was gonna be crazy no matter
It was gonna be
no
right
matter
because
the
I
age.
hear that.
Kids
Yeah,
gonna
like
be crazy.
I mean, me and my sister 6 years ago, we used to fight still. Like it's still a thing. So not still a thing, but it's still a thing as far as age gap.
Sleep.
So
Thanks for listening, Mashana. Thanks for joining me again. I was so excited I finally got to hear this story.
yes, thank you for having me.
um, of course. What am I supposed to say? Thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok because we do have TikTok now. We is me. It's just me because I do have a TikTok now.
Oh, shut.
And share the reels and the TikToks and look at the video on the YouTube.